What up, though? Y'all know what it is. Expect the worst if you don't respect the best. Top tier podcast. I'm Ledge, man. We gotta talk about some things. Um, I see a lot of people who are really confused with this whole Born Legacy pay per view, Band Legacy. Um, I'm not sure which one it is. Was it Band? I think it's called Band Legacy. Look, I'm guessing that they're just going to take the people that they usually will have in rotation for like a Born Legacy, like your mid tier guys. I hate calling people in like tiers, God tier, top tier, mid tier. But you know what I mean? Like maybe the guys who are on the verge of becoming like a high level, big draw, big name, who are kind of like in the middle in their career. Like they're not necessarily rookies and they're not like all the way established vets. They're like vets who haven't gotten that, excuse me, that big break yet. So I'm thinking they're going to take that same Born Legacy formula, Born Legacy Supreme formula, and just put it in a band setting like they did for NJT versus Chess. And I thought like the visuals for that was just so dope. That's my guess. I don't have any, like I don't have any knowledge, bro. Like I don't have no like inside sources. Like I don't know anybody. So that's just my guess, which would be dope because I think that setting with those caliber of rappers, that would be like more suitable if I would say so myself. So, I've seen a lot of people confused about that. Some people on my timeline, DM me Detroit. He even made a blog about it not too long ago, a couple hours ago. And I was just as confused. But that's my line of thinking, that the type of guys you will see on a Born Legacy and a Born Legacy Supreme, they will be a part of this, but it will have more of a band look to it or feel to it. A little more intimate, a little more, the lighting, the way that was used in the battle with Chess versus NJT. That's my guess. I could be totally wrong. Hopefully, enough people could listen to this and be like, maybe that makes more sense, and maybe that'd be dope. But speaking of pay-per-views or like shows or just battles, I wanted to talk a minute about Verbal Warzone and its impact not only right now but what it could potentially be. Because for those who don't know about Verbal Warzone, they got like the headsets on and they're rapping to a beat. And it's pretty dope so far. I seen Cortez versus a guy. Cortez spazzed. I seen Mickey Fax versus a guy, I believe his name Cash Bill. And the Cash Bill's guy, well, he was good. But Mickey he was more seasoned in that element. Which brings me to my next question. Like, could this be the avenue for more industry battlers to come on to the scene? Or more industry rappers who have like battle bars and who have maybe a rap battle background in history to come on? Because here's the thing, a lot of these guys, like I would love to hear Cass on beat. It'll probably be more suitable for his pacing and his delivery and his flows and his bars, where he can keep landing and wouldn't have to stop. Because I think when you're rap battling in our original format on stage, and it's like different pauses and stops and you kind of got to paint a picture, I think that's where these industry guys get lost at, because it's like you have to rehearse it and it's more like a acting scene where you got to keep having these takes and stops and that's just not, they're not comfortable with that. But we've heard these guys freestyle bananas over beats, and I think this will open up an avenue for industry guys to return. So like maybe a Lloyd Banks, who you probably wouldn't want to hear on a battle scene in a regular battle format on stage, because maybe he wouldn't, like, his voice wouldn't project like that. Maybe he couldn't like draw out schemes and personals and things like that to be an all around battler. But on beat, just rapping, and like even if the crowd's reacting, he's still going. Because you gotta remember back in the day when they was freestyling like mixtape bars, like at Flex or on Clue, like you'll hear niggas like 50 Cent like talking while they're still like saying their lines, and they wouldn't stop and break stride or rhythm. So I think that would be dope. I think the industry guys will survive more in that element. So if I was Verbal Warzone, I don't know who runs that. I just been checking it out. But if I was the person who run that, I would look more to that, and that could be like your lane. Like we got industry guys thriving over here because they're more comfortable in this element as opposed to being on stage. Where it's more like a play damn near, like you're acting out your rhymes and all that shit. So yeah, I think that's a dope look. And I also think, don't get it twisted, I think battlers who and I was talking to the battle rap chick, she's dope, her name Coffee. We were having a discussion, a real brief discussion on, and I was talking about this the other day. There's a really big difference in between battle rappers and just rappers who can battle. Because rappers who can battle are just a little more skilled in just, first of all, they'll be more skilled in rapping on beat. So like a B Magic, like he got this flow and this pattern where he'll just ride a beat like a Big K whenever he's, motivated. I think he'll be good on beat. I think Mike P can rhyme, like, and really like more of those wordplay guys, those, guys with like a really good consistent cadence, they can thrive on Verbal Warzone. Like Cortez, he was a guy built on really good wordplay, really good rhyming and patterns and going in and out of different cadences. Like that's why he was just really good. And he makes good music too. That's also, a plus. Like a Verb will do good on there. He makes good music. A Lux, of course. Like I think guys who are more well versed in music and can really string words together quickly and be in and out of a bar to the next, like as far as transitions is concerned, I think they'll thrive. Like I'm not sure like a NJT would be good on that. You know what I'm saying? Because he's more of I'm gonna build a house and create a haymaking moment. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't think, it's cut out for every battle rapper. But I do think you can get the guys who can rap, and then merge them with the guys who are, industry rappers or whatever. And then you can really, like, I think they're cooking with something. I think they've opened up a new lane, and it's good for battle rap as a whole because you just got a different, type of battle scene, and you just got something new to look forward to. Like, because let's be honest, with all these pay-per-views from all of these different leagues, at the end of the day, they're really just a rotation of battlers you've seen before on a card that really doesn't really hold as much significance as like King of the Dots, like a Massacre, or the shit that they have, and or Smack with the URL Summer Madnesses and the Gnomes and now your volumes. Like every pay-per-view doesn't hold that much weight, so it's like you're just watching this just battle rappers rapping against each other. But this element and the crowd, the way the crowd reacts to certain lines, and how you're really in a confined space. They're really not too far from each other. There's no stage, and it's a beat on, and they got the headsets on. They can still like use their hand gestures and shit like that. I think probably one of the failures of Summer Madness one, like with them dudes rapping on with the mic, like you couldn't really get busy like that. But Verbal Warzone, man, I'm liking it. I'm liking the possibilities of it. Like, I know they want to give shots to people we haven't heard of, but I think they can build a strong following faster if they reach out to some industry guys. Because I think industry guys are shying away from, you always hear them talk about jumping in the ring, but I think when they really watch a battle and see, like, damn, it's about performance, it's about slowing down, telling a story, painting pictures, then a haymaker, and then I gotta act out bars. Like, I feel like that shies them away from it. But you just telling them to throw a beat on and flow straight through. I think a lot of people will be with it. A lot of people will be with it. So yeah, that's my take on that. I want to get to some of these upcoming matches real fast. This won't be, I know I've said this last two podcasts. This won't be a long podcast. I'm trying to keep it under 20. If you guys do want to hear more from me, maybe extend my time on here, just give me a shout on Twitter, please. That'd be dope. At Podtier on Twitter, at PODTIER, and we can talk about that. And give me some suggestions on things y'all want to hear too. I'm open to everything. I'm humble, and like, I'm just a fan who decided to do this. So I'm not bigger than any guy who doesn't have a platform to talk about this shit, or any girl or woman, don't want to exclude anyone. So yeah, Math versus Hollow. Math versus Hollow the Don, taking place on RBE. I am moderately excited about this. I think the fact that they have so much bad blood gets it to moderate. If there wasn't any tension there, this would be one of those random, I don't get it type of battles. Because Math is very streaky. He's a very streaky battler. He can give you 3 wins, impressive. Then he can give you the performance versus Av. And you're just like, what are you doing? But I think this is one of those battles again. And I feel sorry for Hollow. He keeps going against guys that are more excited to battle him than he's excited to battle. Like, I feel like I said that previously, I felt John was going to win because I felt John wanted that battle more. Like, it is what it is. And I feel like in this case, Math definitely wants this battle more. Like, he wants this battle much more than Hollow wants to battle, and which is why I'm actually taking Math in this 2-1. I want to say clear, but I think he's got so much shit to address, and when he does have shit to address and he's motivated, he's I won't say unstoppable, but he's definitely tough to beat. So I hope that Hollow takes this a bit more seriously than I kind of think in my head, that he's not really taking it serious. And I could be totally wrong. Look, Hollow is one of the best to ever do it. Argument for Mount Rushmore. I'll get into that some other podcast time. Another episode, we can talk about that. Mount Rushmore's, who just missed it, and things like that. But yeah, I got Hollow losing this battle to Math, and it's just based off of who wants it more. No, really nothing more, nothing too extra with that. Moving on to Goods versus Cassidy. Cassidy could surprise us if he's talking to the right people, if he's getting advice from the right people, if he's open to criticism and open to changing and adapting. But with all that said, I don't think he is, based off his Twitter rants, how he's dissing bloggers, and he's saying some shit like he's 5,001 and old, and like he's, I don't know, I think he's suffering from an identity crisis. I'm just keeping it real. Yeah, I got Goods winning 3-0. That's really it. I don't see any willingness. The reason I felt like, when I had Jay Mills, K-Shine come up in my head before I even started this podcast, I could see a scenario where Jay Mills could win because he was open to advice. I've seen him comment and watch battles. He was in the sport, and like I felt like he was a little more humble about the situation. Maybe not in the face-off, but nobody is in face-offs. That's when you're supposed to amp it up and say, yo, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you. You ain't shit and all that, right? But all in all, seemed like he was doing his homework. Cash don't seem like he's doing any homework. He seems like he's stuck in his ways, and that's going to be his demise when this battle comes on this gnome card. So yeah, that was it with that. Young Ill versus Ill Will. This is probably out of the three, the battle I'm looking forward to the most. Ill Will is dope. I think he's just really consistent. He has a nice package as far as attributes. He can talk some hard, gangster, real gritty Detroit shit. Shout out Detroit. That's me. That's where I'm from. He can talk that Detroit shit, that gritty, grimy shit. He can be funny and charismatic. He can rebuttal and freestyle. So he got like a nice array of skills, right? Young Ill, man, when Young Ill first came, man, he was like, and I'm not saying he was him. He was like if Lux was a 10 at what he does, like I would say Young Ill was like a 6.5 like version of Lux, like wordplay, but he wasn't as intricate lyrically, but the way he strung his words together and come back around and get to the point of his initial like first bar, it was like structure like how Lux would do, to some degree. And then like JC came and I remember people was comparing them, like JC and Young Ill's skill set is pretty similar. Like they really good writers, but also very witty and things like that. So Young Ill, I believe, could have been a legend. Like he's a legend in a sense, but he could have been like on that legendary status that people got Hitman and Verb on, his fellow St. Louis, you know what I'm saying, homies and shit. So I'm looking forward to it. The last battle I seen from him was against some guy in St. Louis. I know Verb was hosting it. Hitman and Goods was there, I believe. And matter of fact, I think it was against Heartless. I think that was the Heartless battle. And he was really good there, but I believe that was like 2 or 3 years ago. He was really good in that battle. Check that battle out, Young Ill versus Heartless, if you want like the last reference to, the most recent Young Ill we've seen. So that was a good battle, and I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it. I think, the things that happened between Verb and ARP might have put this battle in jeopardy, but by all accounts, Verb say he told Ill to go ahead and continue with the battle. Young Ill has been in contact with ARP, so I'm pretty sure everything is still going down. And this really is a good matchup. I think Young Ill is the more skilled battler. Like I just think he was more seasoned and things like that. But I rarely choose a battler who's coming back from a long layoff. So I'm gonna go Ill Will 2-1 in that. I think Ill Will's first is probably gonna be his best round. Like people who come back from a layoff, their first round usually is their best rounds. Like, usually. Like I felt like Mook's return against Verb, his first was his best round. Even though maybe his second. His first was fire though. But I think now that I think about it, the back half of his first round had some dry spots. But I guess you get what I'm saying. J Mills round versus Shine, like his first was clearly his best round. So there you go. I found one. I think Young Ill's gonna lose, but I don't think he's gonna be bad in this loss. It's gonna be like when Jordan came back with a 4-5, like he's not Jordan, the Jordan battle rap. But I'm just saying, like, he had some moments, he had a couple of really good games, but you can tell he's just off a little bit. He just need more reps, like he just need more game time. And that's all. I feel like Young Ill just needs more game time. And once he does that, he'll be straight. All right. So that being said, I'm out of here. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Give me some likes, subscribes, and all of that good stuff on YouTube. And yeah, man. As always, keep it battle rap. Love. Yo. want to talk to you real fast about Anchor, all right? Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now Anchor can match you with great sponsors too, so you can get paid to podcast. That's pretty dope, right? All you have to do is go to anchor.fm/start. Once again, that is anchor.fm/start. You'll get acclimated. Look, man, on here, there's podcasts for literally everything: food, movies, entertainment, health, fitness, you name it, they got it. So why don't you come on in, grab a seat, and start podcasting soon.